We begin with an ABC 27 investigation. Identity fraud is a huge problem.
Scammers use your personal information to open fraudulent accounts. Are banks doing enough to verify who is applying for credit cards and checking accounts?
ABC 27 senior investigator Kendra Nichols reports.
This was a first.
A couple of weeks ago, these showed up in Steve Slawinski's York County mailbox.
They sent, as you can see, active checks and a bank card.
Then another card from a different bank showed up.
A bank card and an account opened up in my name. It had overdraft protection. So I finally said, well, something's wrong here.
He contacted the banks, which said someone was using his social security number.
And I said, is that all they needed? They said, well, they can do it online now. You don't have to open up a bank account in person. It used to be, I guess, in the old days that I remember, at least, I had to be in person to open up my checking account and give them a couple forms of ID to say, hey, this is Steve.
The ABC 27 investigators reached out to the Pennsylvania Department of Banking and Securities, which regulates financial services in the state. It said banks and credit unions are required by federal law to have a customer identification program. It must include procedures for verifying the identity of each customer. But it does not have to include photo ID. It went on to say identity theft is the top reported form of fraud in Pennsylvania, according to the FTC. However, the department has no data to support that an increase in cases has been caused by identification requirements for opening accounts. Luckily, Steve didn't activate the cards. While the scammer used all of Steve's info to open the accounts, they used a different phone number and email so they could receive an activation notice.
They could have made a withdrawal because they had all the account information.
But how did someone get Steve's information? He thinks it may be related to this alert he received about a data breach.
I don't know if it came from that or not, and they got my information from there. It just is strange that all of a sudden that this happened.
If this happens to you, you should immediately call the bank and have them close the accounts. You also need to contact all 3 of the credit reporting agencies and ask them to put a 1-year fraud alert on your accounts. But you also need to keep an eye on your accounts for any suspicious activity. Now, we also learned that consumers can file complaints against financial institutions related to fraud. We have that information on our website, abc27.com. With the ABC 27 investigators, I'm Kendra Nichols.